the record, will you say and spell your name for us, Chief?
Fire Chief Doug Williams, DOUGWILLIAMS, Sedgwick County Fire District 1.
All right, Chief. 4 o'clock. What can you tell us as of now?
As of right now, you can see behind us that without any wind, the wind's completely died down. It's in the stages before it switches overnight, and with it, no wind right now, the smoke's going straight up, and most of the flames have died down, and we've gotten water on a lot of the areas that are also died down. What we're doing right now, the last 2 to 3 hours since we've got it in a stage where we got the spread controlled, right now we're setting up for tomorrow. Overnight we're going to have skeleton crews out here just to contain it, make sure we stay on top of it. But the wind switch tomorrow morning are supposed to go into more of a fire danger index for grassland tomorrow, which also creates a problem with these embers spreading off of here when the wind comes up. So everything being done right now is totally focused on getting ready for the wind switch tomorrow morning. We've moved all of with the wind switch now to the southwest, we've moved all of our aerial trucks and hose lines to the north end, getting ready to combat that when the wind switched tomorrow morning. The Evergreen company here has also been assisting by moving some of their pallets and some of their product on the north end. They're moving it further away and to the west to get away from that southwest wind.
And kind of speak about you kind of mentioned how there's could be like a fire index tomorrow. I know you guys are like letting the fire do its thing by burning through the mulch, but could the flames and smoke be bigger if you guys aren't on top of it?
We believe that when the wind hits it, that it's going to flare it all back up, and it is going to re-intensify with the wind behind it tomorrow, which is pretty standard anytime you get a fire like this. It's got deep smoldering debris. Anytime that wind kicks up, it's going to make it flare up, and it's going to increase the intensity. So we fully expect that tomorrow.
Will it intensify to the level that we saw last night, however?
No, we don't think it will not intensify to that level because of the reduction in the debris. However, the one thing that will happen is the wind is going to be able to carry the ashes further on us tomorrow, which creates the problem downwind. And so that's where right now we're focusing on those areas downwind and making sure that we've been building fire breaks, and we've been working with the neighborhood to the northeast to alert them and keep them on ready to let us know if they see anything, any small little ember that starts a little bit of yard fire or anything. And we'll also be staging brush trucks and engine companies into that neighborhood tomorrow also.
Talk just a little bit about that. With the nature of this mulch being such a small material, a little bit of wind can really take that material a long way.
Right, and also with that lower humidity, not only will it lift, it creates more lift from the embers, but that lift also makes it go farther, but also the reduction in humidity allows whatever it hits to ignite much easier.
Any idea on when the cause might be determined?
No, we're going to have our investigators will probably be addressing that in the next 2 days. That's when they'll be hitting that.
So initially this came in as a grass fire. Can we confirm that it either started as a grass fire and moved its way to Evergreen, or it started at Evergreen and moved its way to a grass fire? Was it ever a grass fire?
It was never a grass fire, probably. What happened is the phone calls kept coming from like the interstate, just seeing a glow. So when people call in a glow, they just call in a whatever. So no, it was not. We do not believe it was ever a grass fire.
And how long do you think crews will be out here for in regards to the number of days? Do you think it could last into Friday?
I think it could easily last till Friday. We're really highly concerned about Tuesday and Wednesday because those are those high fire danger days and the wind's going to be up. There's a chance of, I believe, some wet weather coming later in the week that not only could help us with the debris, but also it reduces that problem with fire spread to the neighborhoods too.
Is this facility up to fire code?
It was inspected not too long ago and met fire code. We've had some conversations with them in the past, and one of the things you'll notice, the fire last night was so intense that it got through the breaks, but they actually do have some breaks between their debris piles, but the intensity of the fire last night, it just spread through those breaks on us. And those breaks did allow us to stop it where we did. I mean, that's what we focused on, and where we did finally get it stopped was on one of those alleyways on both directions of the west and the south is where we held it. But you know, we'll obviously work immensely with the company here moving forward to try to avert another event like this.
Do you know approximately when it was inspected?
No, it should have been inspected during this year.
Is it annually?
Yes.
Would you say that the pile last night, obviously we were both here, was much bigger? Would you say it was taller than 25 feet?
Yes, the pile to the straight to the north of where we're at along the roadway was estimated last night about 60 foot. And
isn't 25 the fire code?
I'd have to get with our code officials and get back with you.
Currently, the smoke plume is heading towards Oklahoma. Obviously, the winds are going to be shifting here if they haven't already. But what do folks with respiratory issues really need to keep in mind here?
One of the things with the respiratory issues that we've been putting out right now is this: we're not dealing with a lot of treated product, and we're not dealing with chemicals. We're dealing with the same thing you would deal with in a grass fire or with a chimney or a backyard chimenea type of product. Obviously, people with respiratory issues, that's going to be a problem, there's no question, but right now we're not seeing where it's a hazard outside of just that type of event like a grass fire would be.
How long do you anticipate being just in a position of containment or defensive? I mean, any idea when you might be able to try to get in and really make headway against it?
Generally, on an event like this, it'll take a couple days, and it'll get burned down to where we can start getting the water across it. One of the things you can see here is that just the severe size of the area creates a problem of us getting water to it, the whole area. But once it gets burned down, generally is when we start soaking it and asking the heavy equipment operators in this company to start moving the piles and working them, and generally that's going to be a couple days.
How many crews are you expecting between Tuesday and Wednesday? You said that there are going to be high, fire wind days. How much manpower do you plan to have out here?
Today, last night and today, we've had about 25 members out here on scene. We've had the 2 ladder trucks. We've had 4 to 5 engines that are relay pumping. One of the biggest problems causing us problems now is that we have to relay pump the water for a long distance. I mean, it's up to a third to a half of a mile both directions, so that creates us a major problem and ties up a lot more equipment. So we'll have that out here tomorrow also to make sure that we don't have problems.
Does that mean water shortages in any particular area?
No, it's not a water shortage. It's just a matter of you'll see the long hose lays, and long hose lays, we have to relay pump them, and you have to set trucks at different pieces along the line to keep the pressure up.
And just one more time for tomorrow, leading into that high fire danger, those winds. Anybody in the area, is there anything they should do, homeowners, property owners, to help? And one more time, like you mentioned, what should they watch out for?
One of the things, we've gone door to door in the neighborhood to the northeast of here and the businesses around here, and we've knocked on doors and talked to the owners, and the ones that weren't home, we've left a flyer on their door. And we're just asking them to be vigilant, pay attention. Anything they can do, any burning debris that's near their house that they can get away from it and protect their house in their own way, it would help, because if an ember lands in their backyard, it's not a problem unless it gets right up against their house and they have something, wood piles or different things stacked around their house that would transfer the fire from a yard to a structure.
Do you see this continuing to burn like this? And if it is that more concerning tomorrow with the wind switch?
It'll burn like this all night. Once the wind kicks up tomorrow, it'll intensify. It'll be greater tomorrow.
How many agencies overall responded last night?
We had Sedgwick County Fire and Wichita Fire, and I think that was it. Salvation Army helped with canteens.
So with these other ones smoldering or smoking or whatever, does the wind, could it restart those areas?
Sure.
As well?
Yes, it will.
Appreciate it.
All righty. Thank you.